Oh, hey, you're just the kind of person I'm looking for. Why don't you come and hear my tale? After all, I think you should hear it because I see that same glint in your eye that was in mine many years ago. Come. When I was in my teenage years, I was a brilliant student. It looked like I had a bright future ahead of me. I was top of my class, accelerated learner, and amazing in all subjects. I was also very talented in the areas of music, and well-versed as well. I performed many times because of this skill. But these things came at a cost. All the adults in my life were always pressuring me to figure out what exactly I was going to do with the rest of my life. I had no idea, and this came as a pressure. But one night, as I was lying in bed, something came to me. I had a vision. In this vision of grandeur, I saw my path ahead of me, the way I would make my mark on the world. I awoke many hours pondering this notion. Many hours. This is my destiny. Until I came to a realization. The next morning, I got to work immediately, researching all sorts of things pertaining to my plan, which was soon to come to fruition, which was soon to be developed. I made a detailed record of what I would do, a singular path where everything would go smoothly, but I also made contingencies. Every most likely variable to happen according to my plan. This way, I felt I was prepared in every way to achieve what I assumed at the time was to be my inevitable destiny. When I mentioned this to my close friends, seeking their guidance and help, all they did was laugh at me, at how ridiculous the notion was that I could achieve that much. However, some months into my plan, complications arose. I got notifications that many of my ideas would not be possible at all. Many branches were soon erased months in. I got frustrated with the notion, what would I do with my life if not the path to destiny? Eventually, I deteriorated into nothing, ready to give up entirely. But then I realized something. In my darkest hour, I realized that my aspirations were not a requirement for future life. My ambition was to be used as motivation to accomplish great things, not as a destinical force. I then picked myself up, dusted myself off, and continued with life. And look where I am now. I did achieve my greatness that I wanted to, and perhaps potentially even more than I dreamt in that pinnacular dream. So be careful when you're gallivanting around in your dreams. You can use it as a foundation for your plan for the future, but not such controlling. See you around, kid. May our ambitions take you high. In the book Frankenstein, ambition is portrayed as a state of mind that can be devastating if left unchecked. The main premise is that high aspirations make you fall farther, and that is true in a way. My short film tells my tale and situation, and what could happen to me in an exaggerated way. Surely the correlation between my failure in the story and Victor's in Frankenstein are connected to ambition. But then, afterward, is where they differ. I believe that ambition is inherently a good thing, and so at the end of the story, I find that I can still use my ambition as motivation and have it as something I can do, not something I have to do. The reason why I created a short film, or my task, was because I like making videos to show points. I also feel like it paints a unique picture for the conveyance of information. My purpose with this film is to teach what we refer to as destiny cannot simply be determined in one moment. In other words, I use the application of ambition to show that just making what seems like the perfect plan is not going to be your future, and one must accept that. I hope that this story, if it were to be viewed by others, inspires them to a new mental realization of what ambitious motivation is. Other teenagers akin unto myself, of intelligence and talent, should come to realize that their aspirations should be their motivations to work to them. Lastly, I bring myself to my perspective. Most everything has come relatively easy to me, and I developed many skills beyond my peers' reach. I was consistently at the top in almost everything I did. My background of that makes it easy to think things plausible, what others consider impossible. That is why I connected with ambition so much when we were reading Frankenstein. That's what's in the story of how I knew I could do so much more with my gifts. That's my reflection. So hopefully I showed in that first paragraph showed the theme, and the second one I addressed task, purpose, audience, and perspective. Thank you for considering this.